Welcome to the 60 Days Startup Launch Blueprint Show, episode 87. Alright, so we did it. We are in season 2, and this would be the last episode of the year 2020. So I'm very excited for this, and I'm looking forward to start a new leaf in 2021. So we have to make a couple of improvements, right? So in 2020 we did a total of 87 episodes. Let's see if we can top that number in 2021. All right, how about that for starters? Also, yours truly has got a lavalier mic. So what you're listening to or hearing to right now, this is not directly from the mobile speakers. I've did like the last 86 episodes directly from the phone, recording it on the speaker. So I decided to take this up a notch, and let's have some more gear and make it more professional, so to speak, but we're still gonna have that raw feeling that cannot be taken away. All right, that will still be there, and I will still do podcast as in my life depends on it. All right, so since this is a new year, so I've decided to take up a New Year's resolution. This is the first time I'm doing in the last 33 years. So this is what my New Year's resolution is going to be. All right, so I've started a new YouTube channel that's called Startup Bhaijan. All right. Startup Bhaijan Umran. That is what the name of the channel is. So my New Year's resolution is to post a new video every day on that channel. All right. I know this is going to be exciting. Also, this is going to be something that is, I've bitten off more than I can chew, but let's see. I'm going to put that on my Facebook today, and I'm going to make that official. I'll also create a spreadsheet, and I'll possibly share the link of the spreadsheet in my podcast episode, so you guys can also keep a track and we can become each other's accountability partner. That is what I'm saying. And if you guys make any New Year's resolution, you want to share that with me, please do that. You can reach out to me on Digital Entrepreneur 24/7. You can message me on the YouTube channel itself. You can write to me, Umran at Digital Entrepreneur 24/7, Umran at onecallbusinesssolutions.com. Whatever way it is you want to reach out, it's all good. So that is what my New Year's resolution is. And along with that, the next resolution is to have 10,000 students enrolled in my programs. All right, so this is going to be a mix of marketplaces and personal one-on-one coaching. So that is another target that I've set for myself. So if we do that, 10,000 students a year divided by 12, so it comes down to 833 enrollments in a month. So in 30 days, so yeah, 27.77, almost 30 enrollments per day. Now I've come up with that figure, and I expect the marketplaces to do a lot of heavy lifting. So apart from all the content that we're going to create on this podcast and put it on YouTube or whatever, I'll also be doing a lot of courses, structured content. I'm going to be putting it out on a lot of these marketplaces. I've got already Udemy's up and running, although they have suspended a few of the features on that portal. I'm hoping to get them back around 20th of Jan. And I've got Skillshare and Domestika in the pipeline, so I'm looking to get that started as well. So let's see, a lot of things in the pipeline. And I've also got my agency business that is going on. So we're doing a lot of partnerships with other agencies, and we're becoming their tech partners, and a lot of prospecting is ongoing. So a lot of things happening. 2020 for me personally, it has been a year of self-growth, you can say, introspection, and a lot of new things happened. One of the best things that happened in the year 2020 was for me when I started this podcast. All right, and I got so attached that I started creating an episode a day. throughout the quarantine, throughout the lockdown, and I'm looking to continue that tradition. So Thursday is podcast Thursday, all right, that's for sure. Every Thursday I'm going to be on here talking to you guys. Apart from that, you want to stick around for Tuesdays and Fridays. That is where I drop premium content. That is from my courses. However, that will be exclusively available for you guys for free. And I'm going to be doing that, posting that on YouTube. No strings attached, nothing. So Tuesdays and Fridays and on lockdown over there. And another thing happened yesterday. So as you already know, I've subscribed to every major marketing list, every major marketer out there. I'm probably on their mailing list, all right? So now you do that, what happens is the latest and the greatest. You can't be out there searching for those things all the time because you don't even know what solutions you need to make your life easier. There are people who are doing that for you, and there are these marketers who are a couple of steps ahead of you, using those things, putting those things into practice. So I happen to be on the mailing list of Avi Arya, all right? Sounds like he's a cool guy, all right? He does his micro video marketing mastery and all of that, and there is no affiliation between the both of us. I'm just talking to you. There are no affiliation links or anything as such. I mean, when I mention a particular brand or a particular website or a tool or whatever, if at all I have any kind of affiliation or affiliate partnerships with them, you can be rest assured I'm going to call that out, all right? Apart from that, anything that I share with you guys is just out there. Those are the things that I might have experienced personally, and I'm putting it out. There is no way wherein I'm trying to monetize this at the back end. That does not work like that for me. If at all I'm an affiliate for someone and I'm recommending that to you, you have to understand that I am an affiliate because I trust that company or whatever, and that is how I make those recommendations. However, that's not the point. So as I mentioned, I'm on the mailing list of Avi Arya, and a couple of days back he was trying to sell us on the free trial of ClickFunnels. He said, since you are part of my community, you will get 14 days trial. And I called him out. I replied to him and I told him, please, all right, everybody can get a free trial and there is nothing special that you are doing. I did not get a reply from him, and I was contemplating unsubscribing from his list. So here's what I do. Whenever I am placed in a situation when I have to, kill certain things, right? It could be a marketing campaign, it could be a conversation, it could be a proposal that I want to withdraw, whatever it is, all right? And if I want to do something like that, I hold off on that emotion and I don't act out on that same instance. I pull myself back. And if you want to kill something, if it's an ad campaign, if you want to give someone a feedback, or if there is a proposal that you think is eating your brains out and you just don't want to, participate anymore, you want to fire some of your clients, you can do that, all right? If you are an agency owner, if you are a freelancer, you have to understand you have the right to choose who you can serve. And your clients need to know that. If they are your clients, they need to understand that they are privileged and that you have a choice to keep them with you. So it's a question of the clients proving themselves worthy to take advantage of your services, all right? So there is a simple requirement for that. You have to be damn good at what you do. That's the least. And that is how it starts, and rest is how you take it further. So as I was saying, the thought was that I wanted to unsubscribe from that list. I held off for 24 hours. I mean, it's just a press of the button. You just have to wait until he sends you the next email, and you can just press the unsubscribe, or you can go back, look for the mail and do that, even if you think it's worth that much effort. So I waited for those 24 hours, and I happened to forget that, because it's not the only thing you think about, right? He or someone else is not that important. So I forgot about it. So I ended up not unsubscribing. And then what happened was, yesterday he sent out another email, and this email I found that was worth my time. He mentioned about this new tool called repurpose.io. Again, I'm not an affiliate of that tool. I could be. I've not become an affiliate as of yet. What that tool does is it helps you repurpose your content. So if you have a podcast, you do understand the podcast is audio, right? That repurpose tool would take that podcast, convert that into a video and post it on YouTube. And you can create these automatic flows. It also repurposes your content into, tiny snippets, so you can post that on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So I found that pretty fascinating, and I wanted to give it a try. So the moment I saw the mail, I did not even finish reading that email. I just clicked on that option, repurpose. I signed up for a free account. I figured out how it works, and I posted my first video. Bam. So I've already got 2 podcast episodes converted to video, posted on my YouTube channel, and I'm pretty confident about that. Now that the feasibility, it's not as if it's not rocket science, alright? You can pull out your podcast, add a screen or add an image, put the audio on that image. You can do that, export it, and you can upload. Now the problem is, you don't necessarily create content. You are not a content creator. That's not the only job that you have, right? You're not creating content 24/7. You have other business to handle. You have your clients, you have your brand, whatever it is that you're doing. So editing the content and putting it up and exporting and all of that was always a hassle for me, and that is why I had stayed away from YouTube all this while. I have my other YouTube channels where I would post my rap songs, rap videos. If you want to check out, you can do that. Go on to Imran Uncovered and you can see that. So I'm pretty sure you'll be pleasantly surprised when you see those videos. So it's not like Pain Joom trying to rap. Alright, that rap business was before this entire business thing happened. But yeah, that's another story for another day. So now that has given me the confidence to do this challenge, take that challenge up for myself. So I've already got around 87 episodes. So I've got 87 episodes worth of video content as well, which I would not have to download or edit or export or do whatever. I just go onto my account, press the button, and I can set it up on automation. So it's just been 2 to 3 days. I'm still exploring and learning about that tool, but I find that very fascinating. And I'm looking to explore a couple of paid options as well. So I'm going to keep you posted on how that works out. All right. So now, with that being said, with the New Year's resolutions clear out in the open, only thing left is to execute on those resolutions and see whether or not we are able to pull that off. All right. So 2022, 1st of Jan, we're going to have the verdict out. All right. And we'll see how many subscribers we get on that YouTube channel as well. I've got a total of mind-boggling 3 subscribers. All right. And one of those subscribers is my younger brother Zahid. And 2 of the other subscribers, one of them is me subscribing through a different email. I know, it's lame. So I've got 1 organic subscriber till date, and I've got around 5 to 6 videos so far. So 365 videos I'm expecting. So if we get 1 organic subscriber in every 5 videos, so 365 videos should get me 73 subscribers. All right. So those would be organic subscribers, provided my channel sucks and keeps sucking. All right. So which I don't think would be the case, because we are making these awesome podcasts. All right. So let's see. And one thing I've noticed as well when I talk, and that is when I was creating these courses, when I'm creating these courses for Udemy, which you will get access to for free because you are my awesome podcast subscriber. I've noticed that I say all right a lot, so I'm working on taking that off from my vocabulary and try to use less fillers. So yeah, so regardless, 15 minutes 16 seconds wasted. So we're going to keep this pretty quick and tight, and another 15 minutes, and we're going to talk about the topic that we're going to talk about today. So we are officially in season 2 of the 60-day startup launch blueprint, and we were doing top 20 reasons why most startups have failed, and the reason number 8 was poor marketing. And that is how the entire season 2 kicked off. 50 episodes was season 1, this is 87, so we've got around 37 episodes talking about marketing itself, and I'm going to keep going until we hit the 100 episode mark, and that will be the end of season 2. So today, keeping the tradition on, we're going to talk about mining for gold with ethical bribe. Alright, so if you're ready, let's dive in. So even if you are in a narrow target market, all prospects should never be treated equally. Alright, so all other things being equal, the more money you can spend marketing to high value prospects, the more ROI you can expect, because you will have a better chance of converting them into a customer. So remember what we had discussed in all the prior episodes. You can go back, listen to the previous episodes. You have to understand that he has a limited number of arrows. And similarly, you have a limited supply of money for your marketing campaign, provided you're not funded by SoftBank, so you have money coming in like water or something. So for the startups who don't fall in that 0.1% of startups that get funded, if you are bootstrapped and if you are something you want to grow, use your money wisely. You have to understand that it's essential that you invest your marketing dollars very wisely. So for example, if you have $1,000 to spend on an ad campaign, and see that I'm using dollars because this podcast is global. I've got listeners in the United States, I've got listeners in the UK. Even if it's one audience in one country, I would still want to talk in a global language. So if you are in India, convert those dollars into rupees. Come on, it's pretty simple, right? So for example, you have $1,000 to spend on an ad campaign. Now that reaches 1,000 people. You're essentially spending $1 per prospect. Now assume out of those 1,000 people, the ad reaches 100. Out of those 1,000 people, the ad reaches 100 are potential prospects for your product. Now by treating them equally, which you would have to do with mass marketing, you are wasting $900 on uninterested and unmotivated prospects to reach the 100 who are interested. Does that make sense? Is that too much math for you to do? So what if, instead of treating them all equally, you could sort them, sift them, and screen them so that you were only dealing with high probability prospects and not wasting valuable time and marketing dollars on uninterested, unmotivated prospects. So you could then spend the whole $1,000 on 100 high probability prospects. That would allow you to spend $10 wooing each one of them. Wooing. Can't imagine I used that word, wooing. When was that last used? In the 20th century, I guess. So you would spend that last $10 nurturing each one of them instead of a measly $1 per prospect you'd have if you treated them equally. So with 10 times the firepower aimed at the right targets, do you think you'd have a better chance of conversion? Yeah. What does the math tell you? Of course. So how do we separate the wheat from the chaff? Now the short answer is we bribe them into telling us. We let the prospect tell us. Now how do you do that? I'm going to answer that. So don't worry, there is nothing underhanded here. Alright, all we do is we offer them an ethical bribe to get them to identify themselves to us. So for example, our friend the photographer could offer a free DVD. I don't think it's the time for DVDs. He could offer them free video training, telling them prospective brides exactly what they should look for in a wedding photographer and showcasing some of his work. A very simple lead magnet, and it could be a lead generating ad that could be headlined as free on-demand course. Reveals the 7 costly mistakes to avoid when choosing a photographer for your wedding day. Alright, pretty good. Self-explanatory title. Anyone requesting this ethical bride would be identifying themselves as a high probability prospect. Pretty simple, right? Lead magnet. You create content, you create gated content, and you drive traffic to that gated content. Now the people who opt into the content identify themselves as interested. They have separated themselves from all the other prospects that you would have possibly wasted your time on. So now you at least have their name and address, which would go into your marketing database. So you collect their name, email address, keep it short. The more fields you ask from them, the less are your chances of converting them, and the value has to be proportionate. So if you're asking them for like 5 to 7 fields, you have to make sure that you are targeting a big enough pain point so that they would be motivated enough to give out their personal information. People don't like to give out their personal information, remember? Otherwise there wouldn't be any issues with Facebook. Alright, so Apple, you understand what Apple has done, right? In the iOS 14 in their latest releases, they are making users aware of the privacy policies of the apps that the users are downloading from the Apple marketplace. Now what is the big fuss about it? What is happening is the privacy policy, which was previously hidden somewhere and the users were not aware, now the users are being asked whether or not you want to give the app that kind of permission to access that data and what that permission implies. And Facebook is not so happy with that, right? Because they've got a privacy policy which is over 25-30 pages, so you have to keep scrolling. Nobody reads the privacy policy, but the amount of content and the amount of scroll clearly shows the user the amount of data that app is tracking. If it's for free, you are the product. Right, so now I'm digressing. We'll discuss that in another episode. Now Facebook then pulled out full newspaper ads telling how that would kill the small businesses, while on the other hand they've killed so many small business ad accounts. Fortunately for me, Facebook has always been a lifesaver. Alright, I'm thankful to Mark Zuckerberg. I get my leads, I do outreach, and I do inbound marketing, lead generation ads myself. That's why I'm such a big advocate of direct response marketing, and Facebook has been for me a total champion in that aspect. So I'm very thankful for Mark Zuckerberg. Alright, thank you for creating such an awesome tool, and thank you for making it so marketer friendly. Alright, even if you are a complete newbie to lead generation ads and all of that, I would suggest you start with Facebook. Start with social media, start with Facebook, and learn the tricks of the trade. Then possibly you could move on to Google ads or search ads. Each one of them serves a different purpose, which I'll probably discuss in future episodes of the podcast. For now, let's get back to this. So remember, the goal is simply to generate leads. Now, when it comes to direct response marketing, you want to make sure that you don't try to sell while you're there in the advertisement. So I see a lot of these Facebook ads. So one of my other pastimes that I keep doing, since I'm hooked to my phone, I take it to the bathroom as well, which possibly I think is too much information to give out. Right? So what I do is I take screenshots of every ad that I've possibly seen on my scroll feed on Facebook. Alright, now the ads that stand out to me are the ads that have enough curiosity and intrigue that makes me click their call to action button or visit the link in the ad, because I want to learn more about what that ad is saying, rather than giving up the information right away and trying to sell. So you have these marketers, they try to sell their workshops and they try to sell their courses or whatever it is that they want to do, and they do it for 99 rupees, 499 rupees, and they mention the price on the ad. I mean, for them, it might make sense for them because they want to make sure the people who are clicking the ad go to the link. They are already, pre-sorted, and they are in a mental framework that if we click on it, he's going to ask me for money on the next link. However, what happens is, the proper way to do that would be to create intrigue. Make sure that the people click on the link. So you create that curiosity, and you double down on the pain, and you tell them that if you want to resolve this, check this out. All right, so you're redirecting them to click on that link that would give them higher click-throughs. And then your landing page, that page could elaborate on the offer and could do a better sell. That is what my thing is. That is what I'm trying to recommend over here. All right, there is no right or wrong way to doing things. As long as those ads are making money for the people, for the marketer or for your client or for the company, it's all good. All right, the end result is, was that ad profitable? Did you make more money that you put in? So you put some marketing dollars into your ad, the money that you got out of it, is that more than the marketing spend? So that is level 1. Now, did you actually make a profit? Because when you created the product, if it's a physical product, you will have your manufacturing cost, the shipping cost or whatever. When you deduct all of that, did you still make some money? Then it was truly profitable. Right? So now, coming back to this, remember, the goal is to simply generate leads. Avoid the temptation of selling from the ad. Now, at the early stage, you just want to sift out the uninterested and unmotivated so that you can build your database of high probability prospects. And here's another reason why you would want to avoid directly selling from the ad at any given time. So on an average, about 3% of your target market is highly motivated and ready to buy immediately. These are the prospects most mass marketing hopes to convert. However, there's a further 7% who are very open to buying, and another 30% who are interested to buy, but not right now. The next 30 are not interested, and finally, the last 30 wouldn't take your product even if it was free. So did I get that right? 30, 30, 30, that's 90, that's 7, and then the other one was 3%. Right, so you understand the calculation, right? So if you are doing mass advertising, all right, what is happening is you are only able to possibly make money on the 3% of your target market who is already in the position to buy. If you do leads, if you generate leads, what will happen is you will be able to identify the further 7% who are very open to buying. Now, these are the people who might convert immediately. Once they get the lead magnet, you would send that out. Usually the lead magnet is something like an ebook or a cheat sheet or a fact sheet or a video, whatever. You would deliver them via mail, and then on that email itself you would propose and sell your product. So here's the lead magnet. We hope you enjoy this. Also, we highly recommend that you check this product out, and this is going to give you blah blah blah, so all this, and it's going to help you do that fast, and whatever your deadline offer you want to place on there, and you can sell them. Now, the 7% of those people who are very open to buying, they might actually convert on that page itself. What you can also do is, once the people get the lead magnet, on the thank you page you can give them the offer of your paid product. Thank you page is highly underutilized. I would suggest to take advantage of that real estate on your website and pitch the product right there on the landing page itself. So what will happen is, you've already got the 3% of the people who are willing to buy on the spot. So you pitch the product once you got the email address. If they don't buy from the thank you page, you can always get them via email because they've already got your email addresses. Then the advantage of the thank you page model will also be that you might get sales from the 7% of people who are very open to buy. Plus, once you have the email address of your prospect, you can then start to nurture the next 30% who are interested, but not right now. All right? who are interested but not right now. The next 30 are not interested. And the last 30% wouldn't even take your product even if it was for free. So what happens in this process is when you have that ethical bribe, you don't get these 30% who are not interested. If they are not interested, they would not click your advert. Ideally, keeping in mind the targeting options that we have available these days, your ad should ideally not be displayed to people who are not interested. So if you're doing ads, paid advertisements through Facebook or Google or whatever, you have tons of resources to identify interest. What do you have? You have tools that are available for you to identify interest. So you are already targeting people who are interested. Now, out of those people who are interested, 3% are ready to buy on the spot, that you would convert on your landing page. 7% are very open to buying, which you might convert on your landing page, or you might convert them once they get the lead magnet. So here's how the strategy works. For the 3% who are immediately interested, you need to have a thank you page in place that is directing them to the offer and elaborate on the sales part of it. So your thank you page will be a long form sales letter highlighting the benefits first, features next. Features are the gigabytes of RAM your MP3 players has. The benefits is 1,000 songs in a portable device. That is what Apple did with the iPlayer. What was that? Yeah, I don't even remember. iPod, yeah. So for the first 3% that are ready to convert, your thank you page will convert them. For the next 7% who are interested to buy, but they won't buy immediately, they are very open to it, they might want to first check out your lead magnet. So you have to make sure that you blow their mind up with that lead magnet. So you would try to pitch them in the email that you send the lead magnet through. All right, and then once they have access to the lead magnet, they have experienced what you have to offer. At the end of the lead magnet, you would strategically place that offer. So those 7% might convert at the end of that lead magnet, and you can redirect them to the offer page. All right, the next 30% who are interested but they are not interested right now, what you can do is you can try to nurture them using email sequences. So then email sequence will be like a soap opera sequence that would give them stories. You take them through a journey. So you gave them your lead magnet and you gave them the offer. All right, so they did not convert on the offer, and they did not even convert once they experienced the lead magnet. That does not mean they are not interested. They are interested, but they don't want to buy right now. So what you will do is, for these users, you would have a sequence of 5 to 7 mails, and in those emails you would elaborate on the product again, and you would provide them with additional information which you think will move the needle in your favor. So these are the 30% whom you want to nurture continuously through emails, and the ratio should ideally be 80% value, 20% sales. So let's say you want to send them a sequence of 10 emails. 8 emails would be value based and 2 of them would be offers. So how it would work is you would send them 4 emails and the 5th one could be a sales email, or you can do 3 emails, 4th is the sales, 5th is the value again. So that is the cycle of 5. Then you repeat the cycle again. And that is how you keep nurturing them, hoping that they would convert. Now what happens is the next 30% who are not interested, ideally they should be filtered out when you are placing that ad and using the interest marketing tools that are out there on Facebook, using keywords and all of that is available on Google. You should ideally avoid those users in the first place. Even if in spite of all of those interest targeting, there would still be people who are not interested. Your gated content would help you filter them out. And finally, the last 30%, even if your product was free, they would not necessarily show up on your display or the interest where your ads show up. So ideally they would be redundant that way. Even if they are not made redundant that way, your lead magnet, the gated content, would serve as a filter So you want to get, it's not always the number of leads that count, it's the quality of those leads as well. All right, so you don't want people sticking around with you who are pure bargain hunters. All right, so if you're running an aggregator, all right, and you want to amass these, and you're providing these home repair services or whatever it is, and you place tons of your ads on Groupon, so these are the people who will be attracted to you, because all they are interested in is the discounts. Once the discounts run out, they won't come back to you. Now the similar thing is happening with Paytm. All right, Paytm had a headway, right? Google Play only entered India market a couple of years ago. Paytm, they had the headway, demonetization that happened, that gave them a huge boost. However, Paytm created a kind of ecosystem wherein people would come to them only for cashback. So if I pay a bill using Paytm, I get 50 rupees cashback. I do this, I get 150 rupees. I get a movie ticket, I do that, I do this. So whatever we are doing, it is a transactional relationship always. Now these transactional relationships are not long-time relationships. Even if you don't get immediate sales at first, even if your growth rate, what happens is companies and startups who are highly funded, all right, these are very highly valued. Now for them, the pressure is on to justify the valuation. Now since they have cash to burn, what they would do is they would get into these aggressive sales processes wherein they would have tremendous discounts, 90% off, 80% off, 60% off. So they would have an influx of immediate customers. Now these immediate customers, they help them justify the growth to the investors. However, at the end of the day, investors, they only get their money back when your startup makes money, or eventually they can sell their stake to someone else. All right, so it's a very tight balance that the startup founder has to achieve, and this is the problem that you face if you are overfunded at a valuation that is very difficult to justify. So that is how you end up attracting the wrong kind of customers. So what you want to do instead is make sure you are delivering value which is in proportion to the money that you are expecting. If something that you're offering is 10x more than what you're charging, you would not have to worry about the discount, because in the mind of the consumer, your product is already valued that much. iPhone is not so different. I mean, come on, going back to the iPhone example is such a cliche. However, that is the example that is the most relevant in the market. I mean, iPhone is not the best product out there. However, they have created a sense of differentiation wherein they don't even compare themselves with the specs. All the Android makers, you have OnePlus or Samsung or whatever it is, right? I'm using an Android phone. I mean, I'm using Huawei. I like the freedom that Android offers. I mean, Apple to me is too limiting, in the sense I don't want someone else to decide what's good for me or what's not. I mean, I like to make my own decisions, and I like the open source kind of thing that's happening. I mean, I'm not here to start an Android versus iOS war. The only thing is, Apple has created a niche wherein they are able to charge a premium on anything. I mean, if you look at the Android and the iOS market, Android is around 10 times bigger than what the iOS marketplace is, but the iOS marketplace makes that much more money. The users on the iOS marketplace spend 30% more than an average user on an Android marketplace. So that is the kind of users that they are attracting. So that way they don't have to cater to the needs of that many people, and they are catering to the needs of few who are premium customers, and those are the customers that you want to address, and that is where you would want to be. Most marketing efforts, they attract those kind of users who are bargain hunters, because you are the ones who said my product, which is worth 500, is being offered for 250 rupee discount. So you are the one who brought down the market value of your product. It was not the end user, and you are the one who was conditioning the user to expect the same from you going forward. All right, so coming back to the topic at hand, bribe potential customers and prospects with an ethical bribe, so that you can differentiate the wheat from the chaff. That was me, Umran, the digital entrepreneur, also Startup Bhaijan. All right, so subscribe to that YouTube channel. I will put that link definitely in this particular podcast. I said it, I'll put the link last time as well. I did not. I was too lazy to post it. So still, I would do that today. And you can check out One Call applications. Also, I'm gonna put out a link so that you guys can get in touch with me directly if you want to discuss about your startup. All right, so you can get in touch with me. We can schedule a free one-on-one call. I'm going to include that link as well, and I'm going to include these links definitely. And I'm going to make sure these links are placed in the future episodes as well. So thank you very much for giving me 40 minutes, 42, 43, 44, 45 seconds of your precious time. And I'll see you in the new year 2021. Stay safe, stay blessed, and keep starting up. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers. Bye.